This is the first electronic guitar with no strings. You can play a full 12 notes in 2 octaves.
Or you can play 12 songs from the computer memory.
And the computer can even record as we play.
Kenner proudly presents Star Wars Electronic Battle Command, the computerized space battle game.
Enemy scan on. I see you.
Battle Station.
Red alert.
Star Wars Electronic Battle Command has computer scanners, force units, invisible shields.
Fire!
3 levels of play, basic, intermediate, and advanced.
TIE fighters hit. Hey, Dad, let's play the basic game. You always get carried away.
Star Wars Electronic Battle Command, new from Kenner.
My mechanic had to be certified by Shell before he could work on my car. I didn't expect that.
Shell Auto Care. It's everything you never expected car repairs to be.
Making a difference in the lives of today's girls, tomorrow's women. Girls Clubs of Greater Indianapolis.
Where were you?
Tonight, live from Pike High School in Indianapolis, it's the Indiana High School Game of the Week, with the Speedway Spark Plugs meeting the Red Devils of Pike. The Game of the Week is brought to you in part by American Fletcher National Bank. American Fletcher says, we want to be your bank. And by Hooks, your pharmacist in green. And now to call the play-by-play, here is WIBC's Jerry Baker.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the first of our TV4 Game of the Week telecast throughout this upcoming basketball season. Oh, we got a great season lined up for you. Some of the top teams in the state throughout the entire season, taking us right into the state finals in March downtown at Market Square Arena. Tonight we're on hand at Pike High School on the northwest side of the city of Indianapolis, where the Red Devils will play host to the Spark Plugs of Speedway High School. First time we have seen either of these ball clubs in our TV4 telecast basketball Game of the Week. The Red Devils of Pike are 1-0 as they roll past the Ben Davis Giants last Friday night, 68-58. 6'2" senior forward Mike Whiteside keyed that opening victory with 27 points, but in the past and certainly in the future, this is the young man who will carry a huge portion of the load for head coach Ed Siegel. He is number 10, 6-foot senior guard David Gaddis. He was the top Red Devil scorer last year, second in the county with a 22.8 average. He was the player of the year in the Central Suburban Athletic Conference, most valuable player on the Pike team, and UPI named him to its honorable mention all-state team. That is David Gaddis, number 10. The Speedway Spark Plugs came up on the short end of a 60-56 score with Beach Grove in their opener last Friday evening, a game they were in right to the final buzzer. Now this youngster here, number 34, Craig Hoagie, a 6'1" senior guard, provided the power for the Plugs with 20 points, including a bucket with 4 seconds to go to pull them to within 1. He was the leading scorer for head coach Morris Potter last season and was selected the team's MVP. Expect to see a great deal of number 34, Craig Hoagie, this evening. The first of a number of great high school basketball games. The Pike Red Devils, the Spark Plugs of Speedway High. And we'll be back with the opening tip-off in just a moment.
Every day, friends and neighbors get in their cars without speaking to each other and drive to the very same place. Now, some like us because we're so convenient.
Others like our prices or our selection. But with gasoline prices what they are today, may we suggest a better way? Before you come to us, go to a neighbor and ask,
Hi, is there anything I can bring you from Hook?
At American Fletcher, we're taking personal service one step better. We're putting service on a first-name basis. With our customer service and customer assistance representatives, now you'll have a name to go with the face. And we think that'll go a long way toward giving you the special personal service you want and deserve.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins.
Thank you, Jane.
At American Fletcher, we want to be your bank on a first-name basis.
Holiday Joy from Wilco, a timely sale of beautiful giftable robes. Only $14.44 for this zip front classic of sculptured acrylic tile. Only $13.44 for this regal hostess robe of softest fleece, flourished with lace. And only $21 for this easy wrap of furry look tile in rich jewel tones. See these and many more on sale at Wilco now. We make gift saving fashionable.
What's the scoop on new soft Philadelphia brand cream cheese? It's spread ready, smooth, spread ready, soft, spread ready, whatever you want it. New soft Philly cream cheese from Kraft. It's the cream cheese you love, only softer right out of the fridge. Spread ready, spread ready.
New soft Philly cream cheese.
Creamy, smooth, and ready to spread and spread. Spread ready, spread.
The presentation of the colors by the Pike High School band playing our national anthem. We're just literally seconds away from beginning what is going to be, I think, a tremendous year of high school basketball here on TV4. Pike and Speedway, first-timers on our telecast of the week. Pike won last week in their opener. Speedway came up on the short end of their score, but nonetheless, we're in that basketball game right down to the final wire. As a matter of fact, against Ben Davis, Speedway led 13-10 at the end of the first period. I beg your pardon, should be against Beach Grove. They were led 13-10 at the end of the first period. They were trailing 28-26 at the second period mark, at the halftime mark. At the end of 3 periods, it was tie ball game at 40 all. And Speedway was down by 1 point with only 4 seconds to go before they ended up on the short end of that 60 and 56 scored. On the other hand, the Pike Red Devils 1-0. They knocked off the Ben Davis Giants at Ben Davis by a count of 68-58. And they did it mainly without the output of David Gaddis, who was their outstanding 6-foot senior guard, who had only 5 points in that ball game. His average last year was 22.8. And the reason he didn't get a whole lot of points, aside from probably a rather strong defensive effort employed by the Giants, was the fact that he got himself in early foul trouble and spent a great portion of that game sitting on the bench. He only played 8 minutes, as a matter of fact. Speedway, the kind of a ball club, and I talked with Morris Pollard, who was their head coach. He says he's not quite sure what he has this year. With that opening game loss, of course, it's always a tough way to start the season. And tonight, looking forward to this game against the Pike Ball Club that a lot of the so-called basketball experts out in the county figure is going to be one of the contenders for the title this year. We're in the Pike High School gymnasium. They've got quite a facility here on the northwest side, an excellent gymnastics area, and likewise a new gymnasium going up nearby that'll be used mainly for intramural activities. Now, let's get the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. Here is our public address announcer tonight, Joe Thresher. Joe?
Everybody is just starting lineup. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I have your attention, please, to tonight's starting lineup. First, for the Speedway Spark Plugs. Starting at 1 forward, number 30, Gary Rakes.
Gary Rakes, a 6'2 senior.
Starting at the other forward, number 34, Joe Dunn.
Comes from the family of Dunns of quite an historic background as far as basketball is concerned. Joe Dunn, 6'1 junior.
Okay, sorry. Starting at center, number 50, Doug Roberson.
Roberson had 12 points in that loss to Beech Grove. He is a senior. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall.
Starting at one guard, number 24, Scott Curry.
Curry's a 5'10 senior, good shooter, has outstanding speed.
And starting at the other guard, number 34, Craig Hoagie.
Spells his name H-O-G-E. Craig Hoagie, a senior, is 6'1".
The Spark Plugs are coached by Mr. Morris Pollard, beginning his 24th year at Speedway.
Well, here's a man who's been around for a long time. That's him right.
And now for the Pike Red Devils. Starting at one forward, number 22, Mike Whiteside.
A junior letterman. Mike had 27 points in the victory over Ben Davis. Mike is a senior at 6 feet 2 inches tall.
At the other forward, number 32, Joe Kimbrough.
He's the biggest man in that forward slot. He is 6'3", a senior, 12 points in the opening game win.
Starting at center, number 42, Kit Tram.
Tram is a 6'7.5" junior, third-year varsity player. He is quite a youngster.
At one guard, number 11, Mark Gaddis.
Matt Gaddis, a sophomore. He is 6 feet tall. His name is not Mike or Mark, it's Matt.
And at the other guard, number 10, David Gaddis.
And that's his brother, David Gaddis, the youngster we talked about a few moments ago, a senior at 6 feet tall.
The Red Devils are coached by Mr. Ed Siegel.
And Ed Siegel, who's a graduate of Franklin College, got his AB degree down there in '54, got his master's degree from IU in 1960. He has been the head coach here of the Pike Red Devils since 1970. The officials for tonight's ball game will be Bill Pittman and Ron Ramsey. Both are from Indianapolis. There is Bill right there. He's the referee tonight. And we're set to go with our first game of the year on TV4, and we've got some good ones already lined up. We'll be telling you about those games throughout the context of tonight's telecast, and of course many of them not as of yet scheduled because we're waiting to check the games of import as the season progresses. The Red Devils of Pike High School, dressed in the home whites, trimmed in red. The Speedway Sparkplugs, dressed in the traveling brown, trimmed in gold and white. And we're ready to go now as Doug Roberson, 6'4" senior for Speedway, steps in against Kit Tram, 6'7.5" junior for Pike. And our first telecast of the year is underway, and the ball is saved by Pike, thrown back inbounds deep to the Red Devils' Kit Tram. On the baseline left side, shot off the rim, and the rebound comes off the Speedway. We'll set them up for you. Craig Hoagie is 34. That is Scott Curry, number 24, penetrating left side. Getting it down to the big guy, Roberson. Back out to the point again. Now working it back down to Hoagie again. In trouble inside. Got a bunch of heavy traffic and still got the hoop. Hoagie was the leading scorer on the Speedway Ball Club last year. And as I mentioned, he had 20 in the opening game loss to Beech Grove. That heartbreaker 60-56. So the early lead belongs to Speedway. Mike will go right back to the time as Tom Kimbrough, Joe Kimbrough, hits in the baseline left side. Third-year varsity player, the top field goal shooter on this club last year. He shot 54% from the field. Locked up at 2. Speedway basketball. Rakes. Back outside now to Scott Curry. Rebound, pulled out, put back up and good by Craig Hoagie again. Hoagie's second bucket. Speedway doing a good job early in this ball game with only a minute gone. Penetrating, following up on the missed shots. Black working it inside. Excellent baseline move, but no result. Whistle foul. Reaching in, first foul of the game belongs to Kit Tram. Whiteside made a good effort getting inside, and Tram trying to go for the rebound, picks up personal foul number 1. It's a 4-2 basketball game now with Speedway out in front on a pair of Craig Hoagie field goals. Now you see Pike into the full court press. When they miss, they will go into that full court zone. When they make it, they'll drop back to a man-to-man. Joe Dunn playing outside. Hoagie. Point man is Scott Curry, a 5'10 senior. Left side is Rakes. Roberson's in the man in the middle trying to play down low. They're trying to work it inside to him. They cannot. Excellent pass and a lane violation, 3-second lane violation called, I think, on Rakes. Rakes had done a good job inside when the traffic was heavy, clearing the ball out on the near side to Dunn. And then Rakes forgot to clear the lane. He had a shot of Ed Siegel, the head basketball coach at Pike High School. Couple of minutes gone, first period. Long range shot. Up to the bottom of the bucket for David Gaddis. There were a number of scouts in the stands last week at that Ben Davis game, and undoubtedly there will be a lot more throughout the year. Gaddis is being scouted by a number of major colleges who think this youngster has what it takes to play big-time college basketball. We're tied at 4 with 5.5 minutes to go first period. Second time it has been tied up tonight. Dunn to Hoagie. And Hoagie knocks home his third bucket. I don't think Hoagie is missed yet. He has all 6 of the points, and that puts Speedway back in front again. Speedway uses a matchup zone. They will set their players in a specific position on the floor. It's almost like a sliding man-to-man defense. And Gaddis answers by shooting over that zone, left side corner court, for his second bucket of the ball game. We're tied at 6. Third time it's been locked up. Hoagie has all 6 of the Speedway points. Point man again is Scott Curry. Now they work the ball inside to Hoagie. Hoagie wants it again. This time it won't go. And the rebound is put forward, pulled out of there by Kit Tram. And the first foul of the ball game will go against Speedway. It is on Scott Curry. Number 1 on Scott, first against the ball club. As you well know, in high school basketball, the so-called bonus rule, the 2-shot rule, would go into effect on the 5th personal foul. You're allowed 5, and then you're gone. And we have gone down to 4:37 in the opening period. Across the way, the Pike cheering section, you'll see them to the right of your screen. They're up on their feet, been there since the opening gun. Off the mark, the rebound yanked down by Joe Dunn. And here comes Speedway again. You see number 34, Craig Hoagie. He's been the man so far who's scored all the points and has handled the basketball a great deal of the time. Rakes coming out from that forward spot. Now they're going inside of Hoagie again, who's basically listed as a guard. Hoagie breaks inside and gets the hoop. Hoagie was the most valuable player on this ball club last year. It's not too hard to see why. He comes into tonight's ball game after having scored 20 points in the loss to Beach Grove. Yeah, that Beach Grove ball club's pretty good outfit this year, I'm told. Inside 4 minutes. Won't go. Pike's having trouble with the lid on the hoop right now. Mac Gaddis out to brother David. David Gaddis, a 22.8 scorer last year, has 6 points thus far in the ball game. He had only 5 the entire affair against Ben Davis last Friday night, so obviously he's got his shooting shirt on tonight. We're tied at 8. 4th time it's been locked up. Speedway throws it away. 3 minutes, 26 seconds. There is Ed Siegel. I think you all know the story how Ed lost a son, Mark, who was a freshman member of that University of Evansville basketball team. A plane crash in December of 2 years back. It's been 2 long years. And that had to be a tragic moment in his life. There is Mac Gaddis getting his first hoop of the evening. Mac Gaddis and David Gaddis, good outside shooters. One trying to get the ball to the deep man, and Kit Cram does the interception. And for the first time in the ball game, the Pike Red Devils have the lead at 10-8. David and Mac, good outside shooters. They got a good man inside, and Tram, that's him right there. Fine rebound by Doug Roberson. Tram trying to work inside with the first really close shot of the ball game. Left corner, Curry. Short. Rebound picked up in there by Tram again. The outlet pass comes out to Whiteside. Whiteside going up for it. There's number 10, David Gaddis, his 4th field goal. But boy, Whiteside did an excellent job getting the ball to him. And a 4-point lead is the biggest for either ball club at this juncture of the basketball game. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to play, first period. They move inside with 34 again. That's Hoagie. All 10 of the points Speedway has come up with go down to the scoring column with Craig Hoagie, a senior at 6'1". Speedway and wasting no time. They're getting it up and letting it fly. And that's Gaddis again. David Gaddis, as I mentioned, with the opening stand-up, was the player of the year in the Central Suburban Athletic Conference last year, and of course made the first-team all-conference squad. It's not too hard to figure out why. He's hit for 5 field goals at this point in the basketball game with 1:45 to go in the opening period. 14-10. Still Speedway trailing. They have the ball. And this is Scott Curry. The rebound yanked down by Gary Rakes. Lost, but picked back up inside, and a whistle and a foul. And the first foul against the home court Pike Red Devils will be against number 22. That is Mike Whiteside, making the second foul against Pike. Number 1 on Whiteside. And fouled in the act of shooting, and Roberson goes to the line. Doug is a senior at 6'4". He'll get a couple of shots. 1:32 to play, first period. Roberson thus becomes the first player on the Speedway squad to score other than Craig Hoagie. Rebound Trav, quickly on the outlet pass to David Gaddis. Wants the 20-footer right side and got it again. David Gaddis shot just over 50% from the floor last year. Speedway had a hurry to get it back up. Good defensive play, but apparently some contact on the part of number 32, Joe Kimbrough. They called the personal foul on Kimbrough. That's his first of the game. Third against the club, and here it's again Curry was in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line. Look at it one more time here. It is almost an excellent steal on the part of Kimbrough, number 32. But the foul goes against him. And a substitution now. Whiteside comes out of the lineup for Pike. And going into the ball game is number 30, Jay Jump, a senior at 6'4". Strong inside player. He's like the sixth man off the bench. Had a good ball game against Ben Davis when he came in with 10 points. Curry missing on the opening free throw. Speedway now 1 out of 3 from the line. 16-11 score. Kimbrough pulls off the missed shot. And the Pike Red Devils bring it up court again. Gaddis partially blocked short. Over the top of the backboard and picked off by Speedway. Craig Hoagie will bring it up court and throws it away. He was trying to go to Scott Curry on the outlet pass and just let him too much. So we're down to 1:04 to play in the first period, and it's 16-11 now. Pike out in front. Bailey on some excellent outside shooting from David Gaddis, who has his 6th field goal. Gaddis, long range, got it. Gaddis has maybe missed 1 or 2 shots, and that's been about it. And a timeout has been called, I believe. We're down to 49 seconds to play in the first period, and the score, the Pike Red Devils 16, the Spark Plugs of Speedway 11. We're back in just a moment.
At American Fletcher, we're taking personal service one step better. We're putting service on a first-name basis. With our customer service and customer assistance representatives, now you'll have a name to go with the face. And we think that'll go a long way toward giving you the special personal service you want and deserve.
Thank you, Mr. Hopkins.
Thank you, Jane.
At American Fletcher, we want to be your bank on a first-name basis.
Stress can rob your body of B and C vitamins faster than you may replace them if your diet is inadequate. Stress Tab 600s help you correct overwork, fad dieting, and other stress situations. Each Stress Tab 600 contains 600 milligrams of vitamin C and B complex, plus the recommended daily allowance of natural vitamin E. So help keep your body in good nutritional balance with Stress Tab 600s, available now at your neighborhood Hooks Dependable Drugs.
There's a little message to one of the Pike fans. Obviously not in attendance tonight. Get well, Michelle. We extend our best wishes also to Michelle. 7-point lead now for Pike. They're out in front, 18-11. We're down to 42 seconds to play in the opening period. Pike had a little trouble getting on track early. Once they got it out in front, they've been in command pretty much most of the way. Whistle, walking violation called against number 34, Craig Hoagie. officials over near the near side wants to talk with the scoring and timing bench again. Play back ends. Pike with the basketball. Yeah, that is 32 Joe Kimbrough handling it now. Mac Gaddis, brother David, back to Mac again. Mac will take the 10-footer. Rebound loose inside. Finally picked out by Speedway. And out of the heavy traffic with it is Joe Dunn. Joe had a brother John that played for Butler for 4 years. Made all-conference a couple of years, as a matter of fact. Brother Tom plays for Miami of Ohio. Hoagie's shot blocked away. Good defensive effort inside with the big guys of Pike. We're down to 1 second. The shot is up. It is no good. Would not have counted had it gone. So we've reached the end of the first period of play on the score. The Pike Red Devils 18, the Spark Plugs of Speedway 11. Second period action just seconds away.
Everyone knows that a smile means that you're feeling good. This year, Hook's Pharmacists in Green will fill over 8 million prescriptions. That should help keep a lot of people smiling. And smiles mean a lot to us. If it's important to your family's health, it's important to Hook's. Dependable drugstores.
I want 24-hour banking that's always close by.
Sometimes I need to do my banking in the car instead of in the bank. With my schedule, my bank just has to be convenient.
American Fletcher has more banking centers, drive-ins, walk-ups, and bank machines than any other bank in town.
At American Fletcher, we want to be your bank.
At one point of the first period, the ball game was tied at 8-all. It is now 18-11, which would indicate, if my math is anywhere near accurate, that Pike outscored Speedway by a 10-3 margin in the final 3 or 4 minutes of that first period of play. 18-11, Speedway being led with the 10 points of Craig Hoagie, 10 of the 11 showing up there. David Gaddis had a great first period for Pike. He had 14 points on 7 field goals. It's 18-11, second period underway, and Speedway controls the tap. The Spark Plugs working the goal to our right here in the first half of play. New man of the lineup is Jim Butterworth, number 22. Rebound under the hoop, put back up by Butterworth, and he scores. He is the first man off the bench for Speedway head coach Morris Pollard. 5'10" junior, had 6 points in the loss to Beech Grove last Friday night. That chops the margin down to 18-13. The Gaddis brothers out back. David getting it down inside and low to Jay Jump. Shot goes in and comes back out of there, and Roberson can't find the handle. Jump's got it. He is fouled. Gary Rakes will be tabbed with that personal foul. For Gary, that is number 1. Yeah, that time the ball just simply did not fall right. Well, the Speedway Spark Plugs keep an eye out of here. Here's the loose ball, and here comes the collision. There's number 30. Jump going in for the layup, and here comes the foul over the shoulder. On number 40, Gary Rakes, his first foul of the game. Jay Jump, strong inside player, 41% shooter from the field and 74% from the line last year for the Pike Ball Club. Pike last year was 14-8. They won the Central Suburban Conference title. This year, Ed Siegel says they look good on paper, but just how good is a question mark. Right now, they look pretty effective as Jay Jump gets his first point of the night. Ed said that one of the things they've got to work on as far as Pike is concerned is team and individual consistency. If they're an experienced ball club, they get 5 of their top 6 scorers back. Jay Jump getting the first 2 points in the second period puts the lead back to 7 at 20-13, knocked away across the way. Into the Pike cheering section, you have a good look at number 10, David Gaddis, number 30, Jay Jump, and Speedway will inbounds. 45 seconds gone in this second period. Features on both of these fine schools at halftime. Chris Carson's put together a good little display of the schools for you. Joe Kimbrough, second bucket of the game for Joe. Got his first in the opening period. Kimbrough's 4th point of the night. Makes it a 22-13 lead. That's the biggest lead that either ball club has enjoyed. Pike out in front by 9. Minute 10 gone, second period. Hoagie makes the penetration, but then is fouled going to the hoop. We'll wait and see who the foul is on. It is on number 30, and that'll be Jay Jump. Look at it again. Hoagie is the man who's been the key as far as the ball game has been so far for Speedway. You see him trying to penetrate. You see number 30, Jay Jump, trying to shut him off from getting that extra step. He did stop him and picked up the personal foul. Against Pike, that's the 4th foul. We'll go into the shooting fouls in the next 6 minutes, 40 seconds to play. First half. Hoagie again. Way off the mark this time. He's starting to force the ball. Rebound pulled down by Kimbrew. K-I-M-B-R-E-W. 6.5 minutes of playing time remain in the first half, and the Gaddis guys are outside. That is David. Call for the walk. David Gaddis in the first period got off to a reasonably slow start, but once he found the bottom of the hoop, he just about wore it out with 7 field goals, 14 of the 18 points that Pike scored. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the half. Hoagie again. Nice pass by Hoagie, and they got the bucket on Roberson's layup. That is Doug's first field goal of the game, and an excellent move that time by Hoagie, who has been putting the ball in the hole every time he gets an opportunity. That time he dished it off, and the Speedway Spark Plugs came up with the bucket. David Gaddis outside. 16 points for David. Gaddis was honorable mention All-State by United Press International last year. Pretty heady people he was hanging around in that category. Back to a 9-point lead, though, for Pike. Very much in command of the basketball game right now. And a man-to-man. And Hoagie knocks one home again. Talking with that signal before the ball game, we're liable to see any kind of a defensive alignment out of his Pike Red Devils. They got the man-to-man, the zone, of course, and they'll switch periodically throughout the game. David Gaddis off to the left this side. Rebound by Jump, puts it right back up and scores. Jay Jump. There are 2 sets of brothers on this club, the Gaddis brothers and the Jump brothers, Jay and Gray. Jay's in the lineup now. Lead back to 9. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to play in this first half. Hoagie at the point. He and Curry are the guards, starting guards in this ball game. Right now, it's Butterworth, a 5'10 junior, who's come in to play at the guard slot. Box pass down low, left side. Nice reverse layup. It would not fall that time for Joe Dunn, and the rebound comes off to the Pike Red Devils. 4:45 to go in the half. Here's Mac. Mac Gaddis. His second bucket. So if David isn't out there, Mac is. Now it's an 11-point lead, 28-17. Timeout has been called by Speedway. Spark Plugs trail by that 28-17 mark. 4:34 to go. First half, and we're back in a minute.
For some people, there's a certain sense of satisfaction that comes from being involved. Maybe it's not fashionable to like people anymore.